As you get used to using Google Wave, you'll notice a few different areas or spaces on your wave that you want to draw attention to. First off, on the left-hand side, you will see the navigation box, and in this navigation box, you will see things like your inbox, all waves, waves that you have written, requests to join or requests for contacts or connections, settings for seeing about the different extensions that you have, things that you put into the trash, areas that are listed as spam, and later on we'll look at how to get extensions for your wave and to view the ones that you've added. You'll also see the search area, and in the search box you could put in a specific search. So if you wanted to add a new search, that will then tell you it will give you a box for specific search details, and in that case we could simply type in that we wanted to search for, and maybe I'll put in WordPress, and I want to search for the word WordPress. So every time WordPress comes along, I want to submit that search. I can actually change the color on it, so I can set the color and make a filter around that one. And now anytime that WordPress is going to turn up, you would see that all of my waves that are listed as having WordPress in the title are listed inside the normal WordPress search box in this area. So these are waves that I am a part of already, and it's showing me the different information about why I am, how WordPress came up in these different waves. Some of them are public waves that I've not yet joined. And so if I click on it, you'll see on the right hand side that there's a list of, this is coming out of WordCamp Orlando, a wave that I am a part of. This column's a little squished, so I'm going to click and drag it over to the side just a bit. And the first information in this wave is based on what is listed at the top. So the very first word of this gives you the title for that particular wave. So that's the search area. And when you need to, you can minimize this as well. And you also see that you can create folders. So I have a folder for a podcast that I run. And right now I have one episode of that show into that folder. So if I were to go through my inbox and select the episode of YMF, which is podcasts that I am a part of, I would go through and pick out all of the ones that were show notes or episode notes for a particular podcast. And in this case, I could go to move it to a folder called Your Market Flow. Then they will be removed out of my normal inbox. So that makes it easy. If I also wanted, I'm going to minimize the actual wave on the right side and expand this column again. I can go in and follow and unfollow specific things. So if I wanted to say that maybe I want to delete this one, and I could hit unfollow, and that would remove me from being a part of that wave. I could also archive it, and that way it's not in my inbox, but it's in the archive, so I could go back and see it later if I looked at the all tab, and that's okay. But if I wanted to unfollow this one, I could simply click unfollow, and now I am not part of that. It's removed from my inbox. It's different than putting it in the trash, because I won't be able to find it or follow it ever again. In this case, though, I could click something and move it to trash. And if I wanted to navigate through different things into the wave, so let's take a look at this wave in particular. I will minimize the inbox, and now you see just the wave as it is. If I were to hit spacebar in this case, it's going to start navigating through all of the different waves that I need to read yet. So just by hitting spacebar, it jumps through every reply inside of a wave and moves on to the next wave that I might need to see. So spacebars are good ways to quickly navigate through and go from next to next inside of your wave. The last thing you need to see is how to remove a contact. So at the top you see here's a list of contacts in Wave if you accidentally added somebody to one that you made. So let me close this, and we'll make a blank or a new wave. And let's say that I added in, Daniel. And I close this and I start typing, but then I'm like, whoopsie, I didn't want you in there. I can click remove, or I can click to give him full or read-only access. So in this case, I'm going to remove him. he's now removed from that particular wave. So that's how to add and remove people from your wave, and that's a little bit more about your navigation inside of Google Wave.